And it's simply an accident that it hits him in the mouth. It could just as easily have hit the nose or the eye or the forehead or the throat or whatever the hell it was, right? I've lived and breathed for those damn two-wheeled machines ever since I first learned how to ride a bike. We didn't give a damn about our families. We basically only had our bikes and a place to sleep. That was all that mattered, right? So in that way, it's not so unnatural that you also take part in it and get a patch on your back.
Birch and his comrades from the suburbs of Brumbyvester and Albertslund form the Black Sheep Motorcycle Club. The Black Sheep, who later, after serving their probation, become the core of the Hells Angels' second chapter, south near Roskilde, known in the press as Snolderlev.
It then became the Black Sheep, right? And it was pretty funny because that name was very fitting, because almost everyone who was there at the time was, of course, part of a family, right? And had just been the black sheep of the family, right? At the same time as we founded the club, we also made a set of rules for that club, right? About having to be 21 years old, right? And you can't hit the president over the head with a beer bottle, you know, specific things like that, right? And if you just fulfilled those 10 points that were there back then, or whatever there was back then, well, then you could pretty much get away with anything. It was incredibly nice. It was a freedom that you felt no one else had.
The freedom that Birch had has now, for nearly 10 years, been subject to the control of the Danish prison system. The sentence for murder was 16 years. What is it that happens there in November 1983?
I go out and kill a pusher.
In prison, Birch has kept a meticulous scrapbook of both his own murder case and the many exploits of the other Hells Angels. The hash pusher Kenneth Milby comes into conflict with the Black Sheep group when he moves into their area. 5 men break in early one morning to him and his sleeping girlfriend Jeanette in the villa in Grove.
It all starts with us going into the bedroom where both of them are lying, right? And the girlfriend there, she gets completely hysterical, of course, right? And she's on her way out of bed and starts putting her clothes on, right? So I say to her, Jeanette, you can take your clothes off again and get back in bed. We need to talk to Kenneth about these things now.
Birch grabs Milby's pistol and forces him into the bathroom. The newspapers call what happens next a regular execution.
The reason they do that is because the fatal shot was fired from less than 10 centimeters away, they say, right?
Shot through the mouth?
Yes. And it's simply an accident that it hits him in the mouth. It could just as easily have hit the nose or the eye or the forehead or the throat or whatever the hell it was, right?
While the hash dealer Kenneth is shot in the bathtub, his friend Jeanette lies in bed in the bedroom. But you also shoot their dog and throw it onto the bed with her?
The dog gets shot, and it also gets thrown around. It's not on purpose that the dog lands on the bed. It's not on purpose. It's in the way, and Ole grabs one end and I grab the other end, and then we throw it, and then it lands on the bed. And we basically don't give a damn about that dog, whether it's bleeding, whether it's in the bed, or where the hell it is, right?
The murder is good material for the newspapers, but when Burke looks back, he believes the press has wallowed unnecessarily in the bloody story.
Why do they have to go out and do an interview with Jeanette, who's feeling like hell? Spend a whole page digging up that her friends were shot, right? And she can't stay in Denmark because then we'll probably come after her because she's a key witness and all that crap, right? I mean, if anyone wanted to hurt her, she would have been shot that day along with that guy, right?
In the group photo of the Hells Angels prisoners with long sentences for murder, everyone wears the same patch, Filthy Few. In 1984, Ludwig is convicted of murdering a member of the Bullshit Group. Today, he also wears the honorary title Filthy Few, one of the dirty, the few raw ones.
I am 30 years old. And then I was sentenced on my 25th birthday, funnily enough. That's when I got the 16 years. And then later I got 2 more years on top, so I have 18 years, so I'll be out in 1997.
Ludwig has never confessed to the murder of the bullshitter Høvding, who was killed early one morning in Christiania at the Nemo pub.
Yes, one thing that's certain is that when Høvding was shot, I believe that if someone from our side had shot or killed Høvding, they had a very good reason for it. Because it could just as well have been someone from Black Sheep who'd been killed much earlier. And so I'm glad it was them who kicked the bucket and not us.
With the killing of the wild-looking Høvding, bullshit is finally being forced to its knees. The police and the press only see the conflict as an elementary battle for the drug market.
Hells Angels forever, forever Hells Angels.
You gain an incredible amount of respect, man. Because it's obvious that those who are ready to take up arms and go out and kill
Sunday evening, March 10th, Copenhagen Airport turns into a bloody inferno of wild shooting banditos and Hells Angels drivers who've come to pick up their respective groups, returning on the same flight from a weekend rally in Finland. Left on the battlefield lies 27-year-old Banditos member Uffe Larsen. The first fatality on Danish soil in the coming months, escalates into the Great Nordic Biker War. At the police press conference the next day, the chief of detectives tries to call for calm and expresses hope that the vicious cycle of blood revenge can be broken.
We can only hope that this is an isolated situation that doesn't develop into something more violent.
But things would turn out differently. The funeral at Uffe Larsen in Stenlow's church is, following usual biker tradition, a pompous spectacle. The cemetery is filled with an overwhelming display of wreaths. Here are visiting allies from other clubs and banditos from the most distant countries. The police must watch helplessly while new acts of revenge are on the way. God forgives, the banditos do not. In a coordinated action, banditos fire stolen Swedish anti-tank missiles at the Hells Angels fortress in Snoldelev. And almost simultaneously, a missile hits the clubhouse of a support group in Norresundby. The amount of seized weapons now speaks clearly that the biker war has become total. On May 7th this year, blood revenge hits the Hells Angels. After throwing a hand grenade into the cell of a Banditos member in Horserod State Prison, the Hells Angel Bremsey is hit by a similar attack in his house in Brunshage. He escapes with his life, but has one leg amputated. Four months later, the disabled Bremse meets for the first time with his Hells Angel brother Junkie.
Hey there. Good to see you.
Same to you, man. Nice car.
Yeah.
Sit down for a bit. Just try to relax here for a bit. How's the leg? Is it doing okay?
It's fine.
Let me have a look at it. That's a pretty thin ankle you're walking around with. Shouldn't you train those calves a bit?
Yeah, let's go for a walk and help it along.
I see you've got a mark from the bulletproof nest.
Yeah, and that's probably for the best. So it's fine.
Let's roll.
There is really no reason to just sit still.
Junk and Bremse look at their injuries with dark humor. On the night of July 14th at 2:20, the alarm sounds to the police from the prison guards inside Jyderup State Prison. What everyone has been warning about has happened. An assassination attempt was made on the Hells Angels' most prominent member, Jorn Jonken Nielsen. He is serving the final part of a 16-year murder sentence in an open prison, surrounded only by a low-wire fence. The perpetrators had an easy time with their sleeping victim.
I was lying there asleep as I usually am in the middle of the night. Then I was woken up by a bang, a very loud bang. It was a terrifying bang. And then the cell shook a bit. Like, it vibrated in there, right where I woke up. And before I even managed to move much there in the bed, I got the pellets in through my side. First through the lower back, and then through the stomach. And it grazed my wrist. And then I thought, this was damn serious. And then I rolled over the side, down onto the floor. And then they whistled over me, the bullets too. And then I pushed myself away, out of the line of fire, behind a wall and a desk. And then I lay there listening to hear if more volleys were coming or if they were trying to get through my door. But they didn't do that. I mean, my door, it held up against the grenade. And then it was quiet. Then I ran out to the bathroom and checked myself to see if all my limbs were where they should be. And they were. And I thought, cool MF.
A few weeks after we filmed these images of Bimmer from the Hells Angels, he was killed in a traffic accident. The funeral procession to Brunby Vester Church and the subsequent burial were fit for a statesman. Brothers flew in from all over Europe to attend the funeral. The number of wreaths was overwhelming for a man from Brunby Vester with the legal name Jim Duran Jensen. His position in the Hells Angels made the difference. A brother from a Canadian symphony orchestra played the theme from the mafia film The Godfather on trumpet. Just like in the mafia movies, the police also lie in wait among the gravestones, noting who attends the funeral when a Hells Angel takes his final journey.